The National Executive Committee welcomes and fully supports the decisive interventions announced by Ministers of International Relations and Trade Cooperation and Industry and Competition in response to the imposition of punitive tariffs by the United States. These measures reflect a coherent and strategic approach to defending South Africa's economic sovereignty while prioritizing the livelihoods of our people. The comprehensive support framework, including the establishment of an export support desk and mobilization of targeted industrial resilience funds, demonstrates a government that is proactive in shielding its productive sectors from external economic shocks. These actions are not isolated measures, but form part of a broader national effort to restructure our trade relations, promote industrialization, and ensure that South Africa's engagement in the global economy is anchored in equity, dignity, and national development priorities. The NEC is particularly resolute that South Africa will not be coerced into reversing its progressive economic transformation agenda or compromising its sovereignty under the guise of opportunistic foreign pressures. The Democratic Alliance reaction to the minister's announcement exposes a mindset that is out of touch with the aspirations of South African people. Their reckless calls for deregulation and abandonment of broad-based black economic empowerment are a direct affront to the principles of the Freedom Charter, which demand that the people shall share in the country's wealth. The DA's posture reflects a deeply entrenched neo-imperialist mindset that seeks to subordinate South Africa's sovereign right to chart its own economic destiny to the interests of foreign powers and domestic elites. The ANC will not retreat from defending the economic freedom of our people. Our government's principled and deliberate approach remains firmly rooted in the struggle traditions that guided us to liberation and continue to guide us in building a sovereign, inclusive, and just South Africa. The NEC acknowledges the resilience of our economy despite the global headwinds and domestic pressures. The work of stabilizing Eskom with the energy availability factor now at 70% is a milestone that speaks to the ANC's determination to ending load reduction and ultimately load reduction and ensure energy security for all South Africans. We are seeing tangible results of the Energy Action Plan, which must now be replicated in other strategic sectors such as water, logistics, and public infrastructure. Preparations for the national dialogue are proceeding in earnest. The National Convention will sit on the backdrop of the 70th anniversary of the Freedom Charter, which was the precursor of dialogue and in line with our traditions, even during the transition to democracy in the early 90s dialogues. And in line with our traditions, even August 2025, setting the agenda for a nationwide conversation on the future of South Africa. This dialogue will be a conversation on the future of South Africa. This dialogue will not displace constitutional processes, but will build a new social compact to address poverty, inequality, and unemployment. It will be a citizen-led, inclusive, and transformative, giving the people of South Africa an opportunity to set a new direction for our future. The ANC welcome the convening of the National Dialogue. The NEC welcomed a comprehensive report on the Government of National Unity, assessing the performance of the GNU since its establishment and immediately after the 2024 elections. The National Executive Committee identified progress in the GNU's work over the past 12 months. Within Parliament, the ANC has adapted to the complexity of operating in a political landscape where it no longer holds a majority. The NEC reminds our structures that the GNU is not a permanent structure but a tactical necessity to safeguard South Africa's progressive agenda amidst a fractured electoral mandate. The GNU is an instrument for nation building, governance, inclusive development, and championing the ANC's transformation agenda. It was crafted to ensure stability in government, advance service delivery to our people, and drive transformation with the ANC's strategic leadership at its core. The NEC resolved to reset the GNU and mandated the officials to engage with current GNU partners to broaden participation, strengthen the functioning of the GNU, and give full effect to the statement of intent. Our movement will not be short-sighted nor allow opportunistic forces to manipulate this platform for narrow partisan ends. The ANC remains clear that the GNU is a bridge towards the national democratic society we seek to build, and is not an end in itself. The NEC noted that ANC membership stands at 1,147,9,257. It's 1.5 million. Yeah. Okay. And then in good standing, reflecting a 19.5% increase since June 2025. This is a clear testament to the people's and enduring faith in their movement. All branches must ensure compliance with functionality criteria and the completion of the foundation course by November 2025. The NEC further directed that branch general meetings be quality assured, attendance verified, and that the regional executive committees adopt performance-based KPIs, as branches must be program-based and sites of activism where our people can be serviced by our structures. This is a period of renewal and rebuilding. Every member must undergo political education to ensure we build an advanced cadre that is able to meet the demands of this current epoch and its challenges, including aligning personal conduct with revolutionary ethos of the ANC. The NEC commended the work of the NEC Subcommittee on Political Education. To date, we trained 108 members, have completed various modules of the foundation course, and the work still continues. This is a pillar of our organizational renewal. Every cadre must embody revolutionary morality, service, and humility. Regional conferences remain on track, and this year we expect 45 out of our 52 regions to hold conferences by December 2025, which is a cut-off date as we focus on the local government elections. It is mandatory that all comrades attending regional conferences must have attended and completed the foundation course. No conference will proceed without thorough verification, and the mandatory 3-day cooling off period must be observed. The SGO will capacitate the National Dispute Resolutions Committee and the National Dispute Resolutions Committee of Appeals to manage appeals efficiently in the ongoing processes from various provinces. It will ensure that the timelines are tightened in line with the conference guidelines. In KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng, the provincial task teams have recorded significant progress in rebuilding structures and restoring organizational coherence. The NEC noted this progress with satisfaction. The Western Cape, however, demands a reconfiguration of its structures, which will be executed in strict adherence to the ANC Constitution. National subcommittees will descend to the province to reinforce with political education, organizational discipline, and strategic capacity. The National Working Committee was mandated to process this decision of reconfiguring the Western Cape province. Local government remains at the epicenter of service delivery challenges. The National Executive Committee have resolved that will convene an NEC meeting over a period of 2 days to focus on the work of local government and the interventions that should be made by the ANC in bringing services to the people. The National General Council will take place from the 8th to the 12th of December, and it will be attended by 1,600 delegates. We finalized the theme of the General Council. We also finalized the strategic framework for the National General Council, which will be held in December this year at Nazareth Expo Center. On the SACP, the NEC engaged in a frank and principled discussion on the decision of the South African Communist Party to contest local government elections independently of the ANC. As a revolutionary movement, we recognize the SACP's right as an independent organization to chart its own electoral path. However, as a movement that has shared trenches with the SACP in the struggle for freedom, we have communicated our profound disagreement with this decision. It is our considered view that this move carries far-reaching implications for the strategy and program of the National Democratic Revolution. The National Executive Committee recalled many moments in history in which the SACP's vanguard role was very critical in the struggle. Successive generations of party leaders have always affirmed that the route to socialism will traverse and be approached through the National Democratic Revolution led by the National Liberation Movement. Our shared victories against apartheid, our collective resistance to neoliberal exploitation, and our vision of a just society cannot be surrendered to fleeting tactical divergences. The ANC will act with maturity and fortitude, engaging our allies with humility but also with clarity. Unity is the weapon of the oppressed, and the disunity is a luxury we cannot afford. However, we might have reached a stage where we are unable to persuade the South African Communist Party from its decision of not contesting the elections. And we believe as the ANC that will weaken the National Democratic Revolution. It is important that, if possible, the Communist Party must understand the implications of this particular decision. On the Integrity Commission, the NEC considered the report of the Integrity Committee, and the issues have been referred to the national officials for further processing. We noted the decisions of the disciplinary committee, which involved several comrades, and that some of the decisions include a pending matter before the NDC of Comrade Obed Bapela, and that the appeal that he had lodged has been dismissed by the National Disciplinary Committee, and his disciplinary processes are still continuing. We noted that there will be a reburial program, and that as we met by the NEC, a number of our comrades had passed on, and we passed condolences on the comrades who passed away. We agreed that the January 8th rally will be hosted in the Northwest Province, reaffirming our principle of rotational celebrations. Thank you very much.